What's up, good people, and welcome to the NOURISH Podcast. I hope you're doing extremely well, and if not, I hope that we can change that in the coming moments. The topic of today's episode is self-care really necessary for good health? And I want you guys to really think about that, really internalize that for a moment. You may be doing self-care, you may be participating in self-care, or you may not. You may be someone that really, doesn't take self-care that seriously. I know for myself, am someone that really falls short in that area of self-care. And in terms of, really stopping and taking a moment to, be mindful about it. And we want to answer the question of if it's important or not. Okay, I really want you to think about, times in your life where, you may be having a lot of challenges and, along with that, think about times in your life where things are running absolutely smoothly, where you're really, you're hitting every mark and, you're accomplishing your goals. You're really on track. Really think about those two opposites in life and, kind of put those things in the forefront of your mind and really think about, what is happening during the times where each of those moments or those passages of time are taking place. For me, when I think about it, and I think about, times when I'm really stressed, when I'm really having an issue with, just a lot of different things that I want to do, 9 times out of 10, a few things are out of balance. Mostly it could be, my health. If I'm used to working out and I haven't been working out in a while, what I'm eating, my diet. And also, oftentimes a huge factor is what I'm ingesting, what I'm taking into my gates, my eyes, my ears, what I'm consuming at the time. I could be, watching something routinely that is negative, or in a conversation with someone routinely that, has a negative outlook. And, when I really think about it, those things play a huge role in, what I'm feeling at that time. And on the other spectrum, the times when I'm really hitting the mark and really doing, the things that I need to do and want to do to be, my best, it's just the opposite. I am, eating right. I am, doing all the things that kind of contribute to that behavior, whether it be exercising or, like I say, what you're eating, or what have you. And I think, those things can be classified as self-care. And, oftentimes we really don't think about that. We really don't think about how much we do depend on our self-care and the caring of ourselves, really taking care of, these things we have. Sometimes they just happen and, they're just a part of our habitual systems, they're a part of our habits. But if we don't think about those things from a habitual standpoint and we're not mindful of those things, we can easily slip into a realm of not taking care of ourselves and really start to deteriorate our capacity to be our best and to, thrive and be happy and do all those things that we really want for our lives. And it's easy to get thrown off and get thrown into a state where, it becomes our habit to not take care of ourselves or not participate in self-care. So I think self-care is important in that we have to understand how it connects all the things that we want to do and be on a day in and day out basis. I think for me, I got to a point where as you, begin to age, as you get older, you start to really feel the results of what you're doing to your body. You start to feel them more deeply. In your younger years, you may go through times where you are just partying and having a good time. And you kind of bounce back from things a little faster because, your body is still in a state of growth. But as you get past that point in your youth, you start to really feel, the outcomes of your actions in terms of the things you are doing or not doing to better your health. So, it's really important that we reach that point of understanding sooner in our lives and start to take care of ourselves, even if it's, something as simple as, hey, I'm going to eat this one good meal a day and, know that that meal is always going to be something healthy. It's going to be a health choice meal for me. Making simple decisions like that, yes, they can be a part of your, self-care regimen and can be a part of your habits in your life that really contribute to the well-being of you. And that's really what it's about. That's really what self-care is about. It's just about contributing to your well-being every day, on a conscious level, being mindful of that and not taking it for granted. Because it's one thing to, kind of live in the moment and, we're all there. We want to live in the moment and have, moments of levity and moments of light in our lives and not have to worry about, oh, well, I can't eat this piece of cake because it's going to make me, or it's going to break my rules of being happy, and, we understand that we have to be able to indulge in life, but it's also very important to know your limitations and know when you need to take a moment to really take a step back and reflect on the things that you may have done that might not be so good, that you need to fix, and really take into consideration that you may need to, pull back and scale back on the debaucheries of life and just kind of enter into a moment of really being conscious of your health. And that's not just physical health, but it's also your mental health. A lot of times, even more so for your mental health, because it does drive a lot of those other factors when we're not, self-caring about our mental health. So a lot of times, we get to the point where we're stressed and we're not able to perform the basic things that we are able to perform well otherwise. And it has a lot to do with us not being mentally sound or mentally taken care of the way we should be. So yes, I think, self-care is important to our health. It's important to our physical health. It's important to our mental health because it really gives us a foundation of when we are doing our best or when we're not doing our best, and kind of what we can do to get to our best, because we understand the things that help us be at our best and when we need to actually implement them. That's one of the best things about, self-care, I think, is that, if you are someone who is routinely giving yourself that moment or those moments of self-care, you'll find that you have a lot of resilience in situations or in times when things are difficult, because you have those mechanisms in place to kind of bounce back and put yourself in the right frame of mind, put yourself in the right frame of body, and get to the other side of whatever turmoil or whatever things are coming your way. So definitely take that in consideration. If you are feeling out of sorts, if you are feeling like you aren't, living up to your full potential, and you're not someone that, routinely takes a moment to self-care, try it. Try to give yourself that moment to take care of yourself. Look at the things that in your life that, enrich your life and make your life better. Really think about those things and really take those things seriously and give them a moment, whether that be daily or weekly. Give those things a moment to really change the outcomes in your life. And I promise you won't regret it. I hope this has been extremely helpful for someone. And until we talk again, I wish you health, wealth, and freedom.